Hello there, Fro here again with another weekly football picks video, recapping exciting, interesting week one, and doing picks for week two. So we'll get right into it. I went 11-4 and one tie this past week. Pretty solid start for the first week, because first week's always the craziest week, because you never know what teams are going to look like until you see them actual regular season action. So let's get right into the recap. Thursday we had Green Bay at Chicago. I picked Chicago to win because they were at home, and I thought it'd be a tough, hard-fought defensive game. And it was. It was an ugly game, but Green Bay did just enough on offense with Aaron Rodgers, made just a few good throws to come out on top, and they won 10-3, so I got that one wrong. Tennessee at Cleveland. I picked Tennessee here to be an upset of the week, and they definitely did, winning by 30, 43-13 over the Browns. The score is not as indicative of what this was actually a close game for most of the game, but in the fourth quarter, the Browns just absolutely imploded and threw pick six and two other interceptions. It was just, they had a safety. Their offensive line looked awful, and it's their glaring weak spot on that entire team. So if they don't start playing better, Baker might not make it through the season at that rate. But got that one right. Up for one of my upsets of the week. Baltimore at Florida High School Dolphins. Picked Baltimore to win. They won 59-10. They made Lamar Jackson look like goddamn Peyton Manning. It was ridiculous. Miami's gonna have a long season. I'm sorry, Dolphin fans, but tank for Tua, I guess. But then we had Atlanta at Minnesota. I picked Minnesota to win. Minnesota won 28-12. Atlanta was one of the bigger surprises. They did not look good at all. I thought this would be a much more competitive game, but I picked Minnesota to win, and they did. I thought it would be like a one-score game, but Atlanta just couldn't do anything for most of the game and got some pity points late in the game. But look for Atlanta to bounce back. They're not very good on the road, so maybe that's where it was. But yeah. Buffalo and the Jets. I picked the Jets to win, and they freaking blew a 16-0 lead and lost 17-16. Credit to Josh Allen. He did not play well for most of that game, but in crunch time in the second half, he made some plays and they won. They actually realized Devin Singletary should get the ball. Excuse me. So look for them to give him the ball more going in the future. I love Gore and all, but Singletary is the future, and Gore is 1,000 years old. But yeah, got that one wrong. Washington at Philly. I picked Philly to win, and this was looking like an even bigger upset than the Titans game for quite a while, because Washington came out and was dominating. I think it was like 17-0 or something like that. And then Philly just, finally started clicking, and Deshaun Jackson just carried that team offensively. He looked just as fast as ever. So got that one right. Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Rams at the Panthers. I picked the Rams to win. I didn't think it'd be this close, but they won 30-27. Cam Newton didn't look very good. He's not very good, if you ask me. I think he had one great season, and other than that, he's been very average at best. He's a great runner and all, but you can see his body starting to break down. It ain't going to last forever. But got that one right. Props to Carolina, though. I mean, McCaffrey carried that offense like he did last year, and they made it competitive, but Rams just a better team. Kansas City at Jacksonville. I picked Kansas City to win, and they won 40-25. Poor Foles, man. Broken clavicle or whatever, and out for at least 8 weeks. I think they put him on IR. But Gardner Minshew II, or whatever his name is, the guy looks like an 80s cop from a movie, played pretty damn well. I think they might be all right. They might have found a little gem. I think he's going to be, a Pro Bowl or anything, but he should be able to hold down the ship if he plays like that going forward. They got some talent on that team. I think they'll bounce back. It's just Kansas City is just too good. Mahomes is too damn good. The offense is too good. And what a shame that Tyreek Hill got hurt. It's such a shame that such a great human being like Tyreek Hill got hurt. It's really a shame that he wasn't hurt longer. Anyway, moving on. Say the Colts game for last. Cincinnati at Seattle. I picked the Seahawks to win at home, and they barely pulled this one out. Credit to the Bengals. They made this a close game. Seattle ended up winning 21-20. But Cincinnati was leading for quite a bit of this, and they played well. Looks like Zach Taylor might be able to do some of that offense, because he finally made John Ross look like an NFL receiver. And Dalton looked pretty damn good, and I think the Bengals they'll be fine offensively this year. Mixon got nicked up, but I think they'll only miss a week at most. And Seattle's got to have a long year, I think. I don't think they're going to have to battle for a wild card spot. I just don't think they're very good. Russell Wilson can only do so much for you. The Giants at Dallas. Dallas won 35-17. It really wasn't as close as that score even indicates, even though it still won by 18, but it still didn't feel that close at all. And the sad thing is, Eli didn't play bad. The Giants' offense was fine, but their defense just was a sieve. Dak just had a field day on them, and if Dak has a field day on you, then your defense, has issues. But I picked the Cowboys to win, and they won 35-17, so got that one right. Detroit, Arizona. This was a very crazy, exciting game, especially the last quarter in overtime. I picked Detroit to win, and they tied 27-27. I'm going to say I love Larry Fitzgerald, man. Larry Legend was in full force. He can still do it, and I hope he has one hell of a year and can go out with a great year. I don't think he's going to play anymore after this year. I hate to see him go because he's always been one of my favorite non-Colts players, and he's such a... I wish he had a ring, dude. I always feel bad for him. Anyway, tie, so that's a push. San Francisco at Tampa Bay. I picked Tampa Bay to win, and of course, Jameis Winston is just awful. He'll look like a competent quarterback one week, and then he'll look like Rex Grossman the next week, and he was Rex Grossman this week. Niners won 31-17. Against that suspect Niners defense that had 2 interceptions all last year, he threw 3 picks. Granted, one of them wasn't his fault, but he was not playing well that game. The only bright spot on that team was Ronald Jones having a good game, but man, Winston, this might be his final year. Him and Mariota, both from that draft, and both are on the hot seat this year for their careers, basically. Excuse me. I love acid reflux. Pittsburgh at the Patriots. I think Pittsburgh thought that was preseason game 5, so that's probably why they lost and didn't really play well. I told you the Patriots were going to win. They always win at home, and they always win at home against the Steelers especially. They won 33-3. Got that one right. But at least Antonio Brown's fitting right in. He's getting accused of rape and stuff. Hey, that's the Patriot way, baby. Do whatever it takes to win. Doesn't matter if you have murderers on your team, cokeheads, if your freaking owner's getting hand jobs from a freaking 40-year-old Asian woman. It's all fine. It's all fine. You gotta do whatever it is to win because you need to win more rings to prop up the GOAT quarterback. Whatever. I'm not gonna go on a rant any more than that. On to the Monday games, which were 2 actually pretty good games, especially the first one. Texans going to New Orleans to play the Saints. I picked the Saints to win, and they won 30-28 on a last-second 58-yard field goal by Will Lutz, I believe it was. They're 56-58, but I think it was 58. Houston tried, but guess what? It's not smart to trade the farm and draft picks for one offensive lineman when your entire offensive line sucks. You get a great offensive line by building it through the draft, not by trading for one here and one there. Tunsil is fine and all, but he didn't look spectacular in that game, and the rest of the line is terrible. And it doesn't help that a quarterback holds the ball too long. I mean, he's not going to make it through the year. There's no way. Watson will be hurt by midseason at the rate he's getting hit again. He just can't keep it up. So I think Houston's going to have a rough year once he goes down. I don't even know who the hell's their backup. I honestly don't know who the hell their backup is. Doesn't matter. He won't be as good as Watson, so the season will be over as soon as he gets hurt. Denver went to Oakland. I picked Oakland to win, and they won 24-16. Oakland defense played well. The offense played very well, and Denver just they relied on Flacco too much. I don't understand why Lindsey didn't get the ball more. I don't understand why they're trying to do this whole Royce Freeman thing. Lindsey is the better back. I understand you don't want to give Lindsey a whole lot of carries in the game, but just Freeman is not that good. He had like one good carry, and the rest of his was average at best. And he's nothing compared to Lindsey in the passing game. But it was good to see like Emmanuel Sanders out there playing well after Terrence Achilles last year. He looked good. Looked spry. But, yeah, Bears won that game, and who knows, maybe Gruden will have a good year this year, but good start for them. And ending with the Colts going to Los Angeles for play the Chargers, and they lost 30-24 in overtime. I picked the Colts, obviously. I gotta say, it's disheartening that, we lost the game because we lost the coin toss in overtime. It's so stupid that only one team has to play defense in overtime if the other team scores a touchdown. It's so goddamn stupid. Because I understand we'll stop them or whatever, but why doesn't the other team have to try to play defense and try to stop them? Why do they get the bailout because they want a coin toss? It's so dumb. I hate the overtime rules, and then they made a 10-minute quarter instead of 15-minute quarters, so we'll get you more ties now. The whole overtime thing is stupid. I don't want college rules, but I think each team should get at least one possession. None of this back and forth like college. I mean, college is exciting to watch and all, but I don't want that in the NFL. Just at least each team should get at least one possession, regardless. But add a little more excitement, and I think it's fair, but it's whatever. I came away from this game feeling very confident in the Colts because we went on the road to one of the top 3 AFC teams. If you ask me, the Chargers. I say it's the Patriots, and then the Chiefs and the Chargers are the top 3 for the AFC. And we gave everything we had with a new quarterback and everything. And Jacoby was fine. Jacoby was great. He was very accurate. You know, made like one questionable throw the entire game. And Marlon Mack's a beast. That offensive line is sick. That's how you build an offensive line. 4 of our 5 starters for the Colts offensive line, which is one of the best units in the league, we drafted. That's how you build an offensive line. It takes time, but it's best to build it organically through the draft. The only outlier is Mark Lewinsky, which is a free agent that we signed, and he played awesome for us. But regardless, I'm encouraged by this game, and I think the Colts are still going to be fine this year. I still think we can make the playoffs. Yeah, as at least a wild card spot. The defense needs to play better, and Vinatieri was the one glaring weakness, and hopefully he can bounce back. But if he can't, I don't care if he's the greatest kicker ever. They need to find someone else if he can't turn around. I'm hoping he can. He looks like he might be hurt because he was like massaging his knee and stuff on the sideline and stuff with a certain tool or whatever the hell it's called. It looked like something you put on your neck to freaking massage it, but whatever. He didn't look right. I'm hoping that he still has it in him, but if he doesn't, we gotta sign someone else. Just what's that? But that's that for that week. We went 11-4-1, not too bad. Let's go into these picks for this week, for week 2. Okay, and so on Thursday night, we got Tampa Bay going to Carolina. Yes, I know how to read this time. I see the @ symbol here. Carolina's going to win this game. I'm sure Winston will bounce back and actually look good this week, but I still think that Carolina will win this game at home. Thursday night games are always a crapshoot, but if Carolina win that game. San Francisco at Cincy. I think San Francisco, looked good the first week, but I don't know how much you can take from playing against Jameis Winston when he looks that bad. And Cincinnati, I think, is going to be better this year. Now, the way their offense is looking, I think they'll win this game at home. I think they'll be able to expose that secondary, which the Winston couldn't. The Chargers at Detroit. Detroit at home. Chargers win this game. I think this will be a good close game, but I just don't see Detroit being able to keep up with the Chargers offensively. I know Stafford and stuff looked good the past week, but that was the Cardinals. The Cardinals have one of the worst defenses in the league. Their secondary is a bunch of no-name guys until Peterson gets back. Minnesota at Green Bay. Another tough division game for the Packers, but they're at home this time. I think Packers win this game. That should be a good one, though. That'll be one I'll be checking out on Sunday. Leave the Colts for last. New England going to Miami. Now, New England always seems to struggle at Miami every year, but this is a JV soccer team playing football in the NFL right now. They might be the worst team I've seen in my, 25 plus years of watching football. They might be the worst team I've ever seen. They have absolutely no talent on that team. It's actually astonishing that if they don't get the first pick this year, something catastrophic would have to happen. Fitzpatrick would have to go MVP level for his team to win more than 2 or 3 games. But yeah, New England's going to win that game. I know they struggle with Miami every year, but at Miami, I just don't see a world that they can even compete this game. Especially if Antonio Brown, the rapist, plays this week. Even if he isn't a rapist, he's still a piece of shit. I mean, I don't really care. Buffalo at the Giants. Buffalo taking on the other team from New York this week. I think Buffalo wins. Buffalo's defense is legit. I think they'll get Singletary more involved this week. And I think the Giants will keep it competitive, but I think Buffalo's defense is too good. They'll force you to throw a pick 6 or something, and I think Buffalo wins that game. Seattle at Pittsburgh. Seattle did not have a very convincing win at all. Only win by 1 at home against the Bengals. And Pittsburgh hasn't played a game yet because they definitely didn't play a game last week because that was just embarrassing. I think Pittsburgh bounces back this week and wins at home against Seattle. But I don't feel too confident in that pick. Dallas at Washington. Dallas will win. I know Washington played out of their minds for over half that game this past week, but Redskins aren't just not that good. Yeah, it was fool's gold what they did against the Eagles. The Eagles' secondary isn't great, and Keenum has to test against that, but I think Dallas will definitely beat them. Yeah. Arizona, Baltimore. Baltimore. I mean, Murray's going to have his hands full with that defense, and I'm sure Lamar Jackson will come back to earth passing-wise, but if he gets, I'm sure he'll get some rushing this game, and I think Baltimore wins this game pretty easily. Excuse me. Jacksonville at Houston. I feel like Jacksonville wants to bounce back defensively after last week. And against that O-line, I think Jaguars. I'm picking Minshew to win on the road against the Texans. I just have a feeling that the defense is going to be the difference in this game. They're going to bounce back after getting shellacked by the Chiefs last week. Kansas City, Oakland. Oakland, you had a good first week, and I think you're going to be better this year than people think. But it's Kansas City. Mahomes ain't stopping. Even without Tyreek, they'll be fine. Kansas City wins that game. Chicago at Denver. Two teams that have two great defenses that didn't play very well the first week. I think Chicago bounces back, even on the road, and they make enough plays to win this game. Rams at home playing the Saints. Ooh, and that's not a primetime game. That should be a primetime game. That should be a great game. But Rams at home, Saints on the road. Rams, I think, will win that game, but that should be fun to watch. All right, ending it with Philly at Atlanta for the Sunday night game. Not ending it, well, you know what I mean. Getting to the end here. Philly at Atlanta. I think Atlanta play a lot better at home, but I still think Philly's a better team, so I'll look for Philly to win that game. Cleveland at the Jets. On the road. Jets have a pretty good defense. I think Cleveland can take care of their secondary, though. Their secondary is their weak spot on defense. I think Cleveland bounces back. I think Baker bounces back. And they improved to 1-1. Oh, we'll do this, yeah. Scores for these games. Okay, Cleveland at New York. I think it should be a decently scoring game. I'm gonna say 30-24. Yeah. Philly at Atlanta. I think Philly's gonna put up some points in this game. I'm gonna say like 38. But I think Atlanta can score 2. I think 35. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Who will score most points this week? New England. I mean, that should be a pretty easy one against Miami. If they don't, I'd be absolutely amazed. Who will score the fewest points this week? Miami. I'm just going to pick Miami every goddamn week for this. And then ending the week with the Colts game. Tennessee at home, take on the Colts. Tennessee off a big win. Colts off a hard-fought, heartbreaking loss in overtime. I think it's going to be a very good game. And I think these are the two teams that I see winning division. I just feel like Houston's going to run into trouble when Watson gets hurt. I just don't see a way that he doesn't get hurt this year. I don't want to see him get hurt, but I just don't see it happening where he makes it through the season unscathed. The Colts, man, they have a rough schedule to start the season. They went on the road to Chargers, and then they go on the road to Tennessee. We only have like 1 or 2 home games in the first 6 weeks. Man, it's tough. I think it's gonna be a tough game, but I think Indianapolis finds a way to win this game. I just feel like Tennessee has great defense, but I feel like we can run against them, and I think our defense can only play better than it did last week. I think it's the path forward is better. It sucks we lost Funches for the year. Well, most of the year he's on IR. He might come back. But I look for Ebron Doyle to step up and get involved more in their stead. But I think Colts win that game. Should be a good game. I mean, I'm not super confident in it, but I'm obviously confident in my Colts. But I think it should be a very good game. And I can see it being a late score winning the game for either team. But that's it. Overall, it was a great week of football. Some great games. The Colts impressed me. I mean, it ultimately lost, but what they did to come back and force overtime was impressive. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year, and that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Look for me to return next week with a recap of this week and picks for week 3. Check out my streaming on Twitch. Look for Potato Salad on Twitch, twitch.tv/PotatoSalad. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you guys next week. And fuck the Patriots. Fuck Antonio Brown. But I love you. Peace out.